자, 이어서 두 번째 발표자분을 소개를 해드리겠습니다. 항공산업에서 바라보는 유럽 시장의 가능성 및 그리고 시티 에어버스 전략에 대해서 요르금 뮬러 에어버스 Uam 총괄사장님 단상 위로 모셨습니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. From me as well, it's a great pleasure to be here today and under this beautiful sky of Seoul and talk to you about kind of the topic that moves me, moves us, will move us in the future. And I'm looking forward to present to you a view of a large aerospace group that complements what Eric has just impressively shown, what urban air mobility is about, what the benefits are, and what we all can expect from that. So let me first start with Airbus. So Airbus, just to give you a rough figure, has today almost 13,000 commercial airplanes in service and almost as many helicopters. And all that gives us, of course, a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience in how to design, manufacture, service, and kind of operate these kind of aircraft, flying solutions, basically, to serve the different needs that people might have. And this success was possible because my predecessors in the company, they had bold ideas, they were courageous, they took chances, and they invested in what was the future before, and which is today the bread and butter, the foundation of Airbus and of our company. And for us, there's three main reasons why we invest in urban air mobility. The first of it is obviously that it brings value to society. We've seen how much time it takes to commute in a large city like Seoul. Everybody of us has experienced it. So there's a clear need to bring people together, to connect people, to allow for a personal exchange as we have it here. The second one is around sustainable and zero-emission flight technology. Urban air mobility is a predecessor for all these kind of future vehicles and services that are built and that will be eco-efficient, eco-friendly, sustainable. They will be designed from the very beginning with this criteria in mind. And obviously, we want to create a future pillar of activity for Airbus where we can bring in our capabilities, deliver products and services. Now, in about 2014, we have started to bring all the initiatives that we found within Airbus together and to create one overarching urban air mobility vision. And what we have done, we have created two demonstrator vehicles. One, we called it the Vahana, that was flying in the United States of America, designed by our Silicon Valley Innovation Center. And we had one, a city Airbus, that we have designed in Europe. It was flying in Germany. So two very different concepts. One very good in forward flight, the other very effective in hover and kind of already representative. And out of that knowledge, we have created what we call the City Airbus Next Gen. So that's now a vehicle that combines the simplicity of a multi-rotor, so mainly control of the different rotor speeds, rotor torque, with no moving surfaces, control surfaces, no tilting parts, and so on. So this kind of simplicity, together with the forward flight efficiency that we achieve in putting a wing on the aircraft. What we think we can achieve with that is a vehicle that is able to do such a typical mission from Incheon to Seoul. We are projecting about 80 kilometers of range that we can cover with about 100 kilometers an hour during its mission. This will allow us to cover about, we think, around 95% of the typical missions that you will find in large cities, in large urban areas. And obviously, the electrical flying will be very silent, as very impressively demonstrated by Joby. So it will be almost inaudible in cruise flight, in overflight, a bit more noisy in takeoff and landing, of course. But with all the measures you can take in terms of where to put the infrastructure and all the procedures, arrival and departure procedures and so on, you can minimize the effect on the ground really to a strong minimum. Obviously, such a vehicle will be designed for passenger transport, be it to the airport or to a large part of infrastructure. It can be a corporate shuttle to take company employees to different places. But it has also utility for medical services, for example. So taking a doctor or perhaps even a patient at one point in time between two hospitals or an emergency center. And this kind of value is also very important to show that it's not only about technology and about passenger transport, it creates real value to society that is broader than that. Now, nothing is really useful if you do not embed the vehicles in the ecosystem. And I think that's why we're here today as well, right? The KUAM initiative is about vehicles, but it's about providing everything around it that is needed to provide a meaningful service. And it's about the regulatory frameworks, of course, which are the foundation for a safe and efficient flight and for a good integration into the cities and what's around them. It's about ground infrastructure, a very important piece that needs to be at strategic locations in town where actually the passengers want to go so that the commute afterwards from or to the vertipad is not too long. The integration in other transport systems, be it rail, all kinds of ground transport systems, taxis and so on, is also very, very important. Because often the part that you are doing with an urban air mobility system is only one element of your journey. So the whole journey needs to be efficient and optimized. Otherwise, this gain that you have in the flying segment and with the eVTOL, you will not really carry it over, and you will not really benefit from it so much when you look at the overall journey. And the passenger experience obviously is very, very important, because we want to go efficiently from A to B. We do not want to have the hassle of choosing the different modes of transport and optimizing. We want to have criteria, what's important to us, so whatever speed, reliability, cost, and we want to have a journey that is suggested to us that we can then follow to achieve what we want to do. And the very last point I wanted to make is around policy and the role of cities in this. So what is important is, in this new environment that we are creating, we need to give a voice to cities, to populations, to explain what we are doing, to help everybody mutually to evolve the regulatory framework, the public policy, and everything that's needed to establish urban air mobility in different countries. For that, we have a European initiative that we are calling the Urban Air Mobility Initiative for the Cities Communities. And this is also a founding member of the World Economic Forum that takes it to a global level and that allows to move urban air mobility forward. We are committed, very strongly committed, to contribute our share. We're very proud to be here in Korea. We are wishing you all the very best, because your efforts here will also move the industry forward and will give the acceleration, the boost that we need to make this a reality. So thank you very much.
네, 요르금 뮬러 에어버스의 UAM 총괄사장님의 발표 들으셨습니다. 이번이 한국 방문이 처음이라고 들었는데요. 그래서 as we're talking about appreciation, why don't we give him another big round of applause? Thank you very much.